Namaste. Today we are going to learn about kinds of quadrilaterals. Before that, let us check about transversals. If two lines are given and a line is falling on it, then we can say this is a transversal to these two lines. These two parallel lines. Now I am talking about the transversal which falls on parallel lines. Parallel lines means these distances are equal at every point. These lines are not parallel because here distances are different. So I am talking about parallel lines where distances are equal at every point. So here when a transversal is falling on two parallel lines, we can have some combinations of angles. Let us first name it 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 4 angles here. Now 5, 6, 7, 8 angles. So here around this point we got 4 angles. Here also around this point we got 4 angles. Now let us check what are the pairs here. Here angle 1 and angle 5 are called correspondent angles. Here we can see another pairs of corresponding angles. That is, under corresponding angles, we will get pairs 1 and 5. One pair. That is, this angle and this angle. You can see if this is the point, here this angle is similar to this angle. Now, this angle will be equal to this angle. So the other pair is 2, 6. These two angles are corresponding angles. Next one is here below this point 3, 7. These pairs are corresponding angles. Now 4 and 8. These are also corresponding angles. And do you know what corresponding angles are related to? That is, corresponding angles are always equal. If we have a value here on y, it is same for 5. That is, these two angles have same value. Now 2 and 6 will be equal. 3 and 7 will be equal. 4 and 8 will be equal. If one angle is missing and if we know the angle 1, then we can say the value of the missing angle because we know 1 and 5 are corresponding angles. So, when a transversal passes, we have 4 angles at each point, around each point, and at the same position we have another angle here in the below line also. So, this and this will be corresponding like that. 2, 6 is a pair, 3, 7 is another pair, and 4, 8 is another pair, which are placed at the same position. Next, we are going to check alternate interior angles. Here, alternate interior angles 3 and 5. This is an interior of two lines. Here we have two lines and these angles are exterior angles, and in inner side we can see the interior angles. 4 interior angles and 4 exterior angles. Now we are talking about alternate interior angles. That is, for this angle, alternate interior angle situates here. So, alternate interior angles pairs are 3 and 5. These two angles 3 and 5 is one pair, and the other pair is this and this. This is interior angles and they are alternate interior angle pairs. So for 4, alternate interior angle 6. Now next is alternate exterior angle. Here these are the exterior angles and alternate exterior angles. For this angle, the pair of alternate exterior angle is this. So for 2, the pair will be 8. It is outside this line. So 2 and 8 are alternate exterior angle. Now 1 and 7 are alternate exterior angles. Now we know corresponding angles have the same measurement. Like that, alternate interior angles will be equal. Also alternate exterior angles will be equal. That is, the measurement of 3 and 5 are equal. The measurement of 4 and 6 are equal. The measurement of 2 and 8 are equal. Here, measurement of 1 and 7 are equal. Vertical opposite angles, that is VOA, vertical opposite angles. Around a point, taking this, considering this, you can say this angle and this angle. That is, here we have vertical opposite angles here and here. These two are vertical opposite angle. So pairs are 1 and 3. One pair is 1 and 3. The other pair, this and this, 2 and 4. Also here you can find some other vertical opposite angles. It is 5 and 7 and 6 and 8. These are vertical opposite angles and they are also equal. Next we are going to check the linear pairs from here. So we know if this is a line segment and a line segment falling on it, we can say these two are linear pairs and their sum will be 180. So considering this part, 1 and 2, they are linear pairs. So linear pair, their sum is 180. Pairs are 1, 2. 1 plus 2, angle 1 plus angle 2, you will get 180. Now, what about these two pairs? They are also linear pairs. That is 1 and 4. Adding angle 1 and angle 4, you will get 180. Next, what about these two angles? That is angle 4 plus angle 3. They are also 180, linear pair. Now next, these two angles here, they are also linear pair. That is angle 2 and angle 3. Now like that, in this part, angle 6 and 5. 6 and 5 are 180. Their sum is 180. Now next, 5 and 8. Their sum is 180. Now 8 and 7. Their sum is 180. Next 7 and 6. Their sum is 180. So how many pairs, linear pairs are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pairs. 8 linear pairs are here in this figure. Next type of angles are consecutive interior angles. These angles lie on the same side in interior. You can see angle 4 and angle 5 and their sum is 180. Similarly, angle 3 plus angle 6, the result will be 180. They are consecutive interior angles. So these are the properties of pairs of angles while a transversal is falling on two parallel lines. Now we have here 8 angles and corresponding angle pairs are there, they are equal. Alternate interior angles are there, they are equal. Alternate exterior angles are there, they are equal. Vertical opposite angles are there, they are equal. Linear pairs are there, their sum is 180. Consecutive interior angles are there, their sum is also 180. Now coming to quadrilaterals, we have different types of quadrilaterals. Let us check it. First one is trapezium. Trapezium is a quadrilateral with a pair of parallel sides. I'll show some examples. These two pair of parallel lines. So this is a trapezium. Now next. Here these pairs are parallel. So this is a trapezium. Now these two pairs are parallel, so it is a trapezium. Now these two lines are parallel, also these two lines are parallel. So it is a trapezium, but we need only one single pair of parallel sides. Then we can call it as trapezium. Here these lines are not parallel, but still this is a trapezium because it have a pair of parallel lines. This line and this line are not parallel, but these two lines are parallel. So we can say it is a trapezium. Remember, parallel line means their distance at every point will be equal. Here, non-parallel sides you can check the distance. This is non-parallel sides. Here the distance is different from this distance. So it is not parallel on this side, but here you can see distance is equal at any point. So this line and this line are parallel. So we can say it is a trapezium. Now, if non-parallel sides of a trapezium, length of non-parallel sides, these are the non-parallel sides. Now we are talking about it. If non-parallel sides length is equal, this length is equal, we can call this trapezium as isosceles trapezium. Next figure is kite. You are familiar with kites. Now, what is the property of a kite? Kite has four sides. There are exactly two distinct consecutive pairs of sides of equal length. Consecutive pairs, that is, they are sharing a single point, that is called consecutive pairs. These lengths will be equal. The other consecutive pairs are this pairs. They are sharing this point in common and their length is equal. This figure is called kite. So kite has two distinct consecutive pairs of equal lengths. I will show some more examples for kites. Here this length and this length are equal. Here these lengths are equal. This and this length equal. This and this length equal. So only thing is that consecutive pairs must be equal and we can call it as kite. Now what about this? Is this a kite? Here the lengths are equal, but kite is a four-sided figure. Here we have another side. This is five-sided figure, pentagon. And this is not a kite because it is not a quadrilateral. We have pairs having same length. Here these pairs are same length. These pairs are also same length. But the property which it doesn't satisfy for a kite is it have five sides. Kite should have only four sides. So this is not a kite. These are examples of kites. Next is parallelogram. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral and as the name suggests, it has something to do with the parallel lines. That is, we know trapezium have one single pair which are parallel. Now we are talking about the figure having two pairs which are parallel. That is, this pair and this pair are parallel. Also, their opposite sides length will be equal. This length is equal to this length. This length is equal to this length. Also, opposite angles of a parallelogram are of equal measure. That is, this angle and this angle, their measurement will be same. These angles measurement will be same. So, opposite angles measurement are same in a parallelogram. So, let us prove it. First, we will prove opposite sides of a parallelogram are of equal length. So, first we will draw a parallelogram. This is an example of parallelogram. Their opposite sides are parallel. Now we have to prove opposite sides are equal. For that we will draw a diagonal here. Now let us name it A, B, C, D. Now we have two triangles. One is ABC and the other is ACD. Two triangles are there. Now let us check how we can prove opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal with this triangles. So considering this parallel lines, that is this lines, these are this parallel lines, we can see a transversal falling on it. So if we extend this transversal, we can see this are the exterior angle and here we will get the interior angles. That is, here these are the interior angles from the figure and here this angle and this angle will be equal here. That is, in the figure, these two angles are equal, considering AD is parallel to BC. Considering it, we can see AC is a transversal falling on it, and we know these are the alternate interior angles. Here we can see another pair of alternate interior angle, but you can't consider it here. You know what is the reason? If you extend this parallel lines, here these are the alternate interior angles. This side also we can form alternate interior angles, but here it is not taking the whole angle. Here till this we have inside the parallelogram, but alternate interior angle means this much. In a parallel line, if a transversal is falling, this is alternate interior angle, this is also alternate interior angle. Here we have one alternate interior angle, here also one alternate interior angle. But in the case of parallelogram, we don't want this complete angle, so we don't have to consider it. Close it there. This is the parallelogram. So consider these two angles. They are also alternate interior angles. So we got these angles are equal. Now we are considering DC parallel. DC is parallel AB. DC parallel AB. That is, two lines are here. One transversal falling on it. This is this line. Now we can say these two angles are alternate interior angle. That is this angle and this angle. You will find another pair here, but don't want to consider it, because if you are extending this parallel lines, alternate interior angle is this. And we don't want that complete angle here. For the parallelogram, we need only this much. So considering these two lines, you can't take this one. You can take only this part, because there we have the full complete angle. So from DC parallel AB, we will say these two angles are equal. And AD parallel BC, we will say these two angles are equal. Now next is, from these two triangles, we can see this is a common side here. This side is shared with both triangles, triangle 1 and triangle 2. So angle side angle is equal to this correspondent angle side angle in the other triangle. So these two are congruent triangles, and we know in a congruent triangle, correspondent sides are equal, or corresponding parts of a congruent triangle are equal. So we will conclude that since these two triangles are congruent, we can say this sides or this sides are equal. Next, let us prove the other property of parallelogram, that is, opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal measures. Here we have already proved these two triangles are congruent. So we can say corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. So opposite angles will be equal. Prove these angles are equal because these two triangles are congruent. So we proved from the same congruency, that is ASA congruency, opposite sides of parallelogram are equal. Also opposite angles of parallelograms are equal. Next, let us prove that diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other at the point of their intersection. Here, this is a parallelogram. This is one diagonal and this is another diagonal. We have to prove that they bisect each other. Bisection means here this point bisect, these two sides are equal, and here these two sides are equal. So let us name this first. Let it be A, B, C, D parallelogram, and let us name this as O. Now considering these triangles, that is triangle AOB and triangle COD. These are two triangles here. Now from that we can see from these two triangles, one triangle and second triangle, we can say these angles are alternate interior angle because here parallel lines and one transversal falling on it. These will be alternate interior angle. That is this angle and this angle. Now next, these two sides are equal because it is part of parallelogram, and we know opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. We have already proved it. So these two sides are equal. They are opposite sides of parallelogram. Now next, this angle and this angle, that is, these are two parallel sides and one transversal falling like this. These two angles, that is this angle and this angle, this is the transversal falling. So these two angles will be alternate interior angles. So we proved these angles are alternate interior angles, they are equal. These angles are alternate interior angle, they are equal. Now these two sides are equal because they are opposite sides of parallelogram. Angle side angle, that is ASA property or congruency, we can say these two triangles are congruent. Now if these two triangles are congruent, that is, I will mark with red color. These two triangles are congruent. This side and this side are corresponding part of congruent triangle. They are equal. Now this side of this triangle and this side of this triangle are equal because it is also corresponding part of congruent triangle. So these two triangles are congruent. So these two sides will be equal. These two sides will be equal. So we can say if these are equal, it means this point bisects this length. This is the diagonal, so it is bisected with this point. That is why these two sides are equal. Now if these two sides are equal, we can say here there is a bisection. This length is equal, this length is equal. That is, we can conclude that diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Now coming to exercise 3.3. Given a parallelogram ABCD, complete each statement along with the definition or property used. First one, AD. You can see the parallelogram here. AD equal to BC. That is, opposite sides of parallelogram are equal. Next, angle DCB. We are talking about angle DCB, that is angle C, and angle DAB, that is angle A. These are equal. What is the reason? Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Next, OC equal to OC. What is OC? That is the diagonal part. Here, this is O. OC is equal to OA because we know diagonal bisect. Bisection means they are equal in length. Bisect in a parallelogram. Diagonals bisect in a parallelogram. Next one, M angle DAB plus M angle CDA. What is M angle DAB? DAB. This angle, and CDA. CDA. This angle. Here you can see these are parallel lines here and one transversal is falling like this. Can you see that? This is a transversal, and these angles are called as consecutive interior angles. That is, for a parallel lines, if a transversal is falling, the interior angles at the same side is called consecutive interior angles, and their sum is 180. So we can say their sum will be 180. Next, consider the following parallelograms. Find the value of the unknown x, y and z. First parallelogram, one angle is 100 degree. This is y, x, z. We know this is 100. And in a parallelogram, we can say opposite angles are equal. So y is equal to 100. If this is 100, you can say y is 100. Considering these two angles, this is a parallel line and this is a transversal falling on it. This is y and this is z. We know these are consecutive interior angles and their sum is 180. Here we got from this y is 100. So this will be, their sum is 180. So z is equal to 180 minus 100. Total we will get 180. So this single angle means 180 minus 100. You will get this angle, that is z is 80. Here we got 100. Here we got 80. Now if this is 80, you can say this is also 80 because opposite angles of a parallelogram. So we got x is equal to 80, y is equal to 100 and z is equal to 80. 80 degrees. All are angles. Next figure. This is 50. This is y, x and z. Now this is a given parallelogram. We know if this is 50, this will be 50 because these are opposite angles of a parallelogram. Now if this is 50, here forms a linear pair. Can you see the linear pair? So linear pair sum is 180. Linear pair means their sum is 180. One angle is 50. So the other angle will be 180 minus 50 and you will get 130. So Z is 130. It is linear pair. This you got 130. We know this is a parallelogram and this is a parallel side to this. So if we extend it, you can see there is a transversal here. Can you see the transversal? If you extend it, you can say this is one angle with 130 and this is the other angle with 130 because the reason is alternate interior angles. If two lines are there, if a transversal passes through it, this and this will be alternate interior angle. That is, these two lines, a line is falling on it, transversal falling on it. This angle and this angle will be alternate interior angles and they are equal. So we can say y equal to 130. Reason is alternate interior angle. And if this is 130, you can say x is 130 because these are opposite angles of parallelogram. Opposite angle of parallelogram. So we got z is 130 degree, y is 130 degree, x is 130 degree. Next, this is the given parallelogram. You have to find x, y and z. Here it is given 90 degree. So this will be also 90 degree because they are vertically opposite angles. We know if two lines are here and these angles are called vertically opposite angle. If this is 90, x is equal to 90. Now here we got 90, here we have 30 and y. Here we can find a triangle. In a triangle we know two angles. So the third will be, that is, sum of three angles in a triangle is 180. Angle sum property of triangle. So let us add these two angles first. 90 plus 30 is 120. These two angles are 120. Now sum of these three angles will be 180. So 180 minus 120 is 60 because angle sum property of triangle. These three angles sum is 180. So we got x and y here. Now for z, you can check this parallel line and this parallel line. Now a transversal is falling. This is an interior angle. This is also an interior angle. They are alternate interior angle. So alternate interior angles are equal. If this angle, that is, if y is 60, then you can say z is equal to 60 degree because alternate interior angle. Next, this is a parallelogram given. Here we have 80 degree. So this will be also 80 because opposite angles of parallelogram. Now if this is 80, you can see parallel lines here. That is, this side and this side, parallel lines, a transversal is falling. This angle and this angle are consecutive interior angles. They are interior angles. If it was like this, we can say alternate interior. It is on the same side. So you will say it is consecutive interior angles. And sum of consecutive interior angle is 180. So x plus 80, x plus this 80, you will have 180. So x is equal to 180 minus 80, 100. That is consecutive interior angles. What x is 100. These are consecutive interior angles. If this is 100, you can say this opposite angle of a parallelogram is 100. Now you can see here a linear pair. Can you see a linear pair? This is a linear pair. If this angle is 100, this will be 180 minus 100. Z is equal to 180 minus 100, that is 80 degree. Reason is linear pair. So we find x is equal to 100 degree, y is equal to 80 degree, z equal to 80 degree. Here the next parallelogram. Here this is a parallelogram. So if this is 112, this will be 112. Y equal to 112. Reason is opposite angles of parallelogram. Now if this is 112 and this is 40, you can see a triangle on the upper side of diagonal. Then you will get x from it, because angle sum property of a triangle is 180. We know 112 plus 40 plus x, that is angles of this upper triangle, equal to 180. Now 152 plus x is equal to 180. X is equal to 180 minus 152. Taking this 152 to RHS, it becomes minus 152. That is 10 minus 2 is 8. Here it becomes 7. 7 minus 5 is 2. 28 degree. So you got x is 28 degree. That is this part. Now you can see parallel lines here. And a transversal is falling. If this is 28, this is also 28, because these are alternate interior angles. That is two parallel lines and a transversal falling. This is this angle, this is this angle. Alternate interior angles are equal. So Z is equal to 28. Reason is alternate interior angles. Next question. Can a quadrilateral ABCD be a parallelogram if first question is angle D plus angle B equal to 180. Angle B and angle D 180. Is this possible for a quadrilateral? Yeah, it is also a possible case. If these two angles are 180, that means this will be 90 and this will be 90. It is also a parallelogram, because in a square or in a rectangle you can see these are 90 degrees. These angles are 90 and they are parallelograms. So it is a possible case. Next, AB equal to DC equal to 8 centimeter. That is AB equal to DC equal to 8 centimeters. And AD equal to 4 centimeter. And BC equal to 4.4 centimeter. No, this is not possible case, because in a parallelogram, opposite sides length are equal. Here we got only single pairs length are equal. Here this pair do not have equal measurement. So you can say this is not a parallelogram. 4 and 4.4. So it is not equal. This is not parallelogram. Next, angle A equal to 70. Angle C equal to 65. This is 70 and this is 65. No, it is not a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. So this is 70. This should also be 70. But here we got 65. It is not a parallelogram. Next, draw a rough figure of a quadrilateral that is not parallelogram but has exactly two opposite angles of equal measurement. Just draw a parallelogram. Don't want to measure and draw. Just draw a rough figure. Here, let these two angles be equal, but these two angles are not equal. Then this is not a parallelogram. Next, the measures of two adjacent angles of a parallelograms are in the ratio 3:2. 3:2 is the ratio of angles of two adjacent angles. That is, if this is a parallelogram, let us take this adjacent angle. Okay. So this is 3:2 ratio. That is, if this is 3x, this will be 2x. So, find the measure of each of the angle of the parallelogram. If you see a ratio sign, you have to make it as 3x and 2x form. Okay, then only you can do the problem. So, if this is 3:2, then this angles will be 3x and 2x. We know parallel lines, if a line is falling like this, transversal, these two angles are consecutive interior angles and their sum is 180. So these two are consecutive interior angles. Their sum is 180. That is 5x is equal to 180. From this, x is equal to 180. 5 is taken to RHS, it goes to denominator. 180 division 5. In that 5 is a common factor. 5 ones are 5. In 18, 5 3s are 15. Balance will be 3. This becomes 30. In 30, 6 5s are 30. So 36 by 1, that is 36 is x. So x is 36. So this angle will be 2 into 36. 36 into 2. 6 2s are 12. 3 2s are 6 plus 1 7. This angle will be 72. Now this angle will be 3 into 36. 36 into 3. 3x means 3 into x. X is 36. 3 into 36. 6 3s are 18. Balance 1. 3 3s are 9. Plus 1 10. So this angle is 108. We got this is 72. That is 2x. 2 into 36 is 72. This is 3 into 36. This is 108. And in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. So if this is 108, this is also 108. Reason is opposite angles. If this is 72, this is also 72. Reason is opposite angles. So if you name this as ABCD, angle A equal to 72, therefore angle C equal to 72, opposite angles of parallelogram. If angle B equal to 108, then angle D equal to 108. Reason is opposite angles of parallelogram. Next, two adjacent angles of a parallelogram have equal measure. Find the measure of each of the angle of parallelogram. Now, this is a parallelogram. Two adjacent angles. Let this be two adjacent, or you can take this A, B, C, D. Adjacent angles. So, for this angle, this adjacent angle, this is also adjacent angle. Now we will consider this, but this is opposite angle for it. Don't consider these two. Here this is also adjacent, but only one adjacent angle is needed, so I am taking this. So here it is given both are equal, that is angle A equal to angle D. Also here this is a transversal, these are two parallel lines, these are consecutive interior angles. So angle A plus angle D equal to 180. Reason is consecutive interior angles. So let this be x. This is also x. So x plus x is 2x. We don't know the correct value, so we are giving a variable here. That is why I wrote x here. Let this be x. This is also x. So 2x, x plus x is 2x is equal to 180. X is equal to 180 division 2. Taking to RHS, 2 goes to denominator. 180 division 2 is 90. So x is 90. Here also 90. Now if this is 90, angle B is 90. Reason is opposite angle of parallelogram. Now if this is 90, angle C also 90. Reason is opposite angle of parallelogram. All the angles are 90. Maybe it is a square or a rectangle. In that we have all the angles are 90. Next question. The adjacent figure, that is HOPE, H-O-P-E, is a parallelogram. H-O-P is a parallelogram. Find the angle measure X, Y and Z. State the properties you use to find them. Now it is given, here it is 40. So if this is 40, we have this is a parallelogram and a transversal is falling like this. We have this angle 40, then this will also be 40. That is alternate interior angles inside these parallel lines. So angle Y is equal to 40. Reason is alternate interior angles. We are considering EH parallel PO. Which parallel lines? Not this parallel lines. We are taking this vertical parallel lines EH and PO. Considering these two parallel lines, if a transversal is falling, these two angles are alternate interior angles. Here we have given 70 and here you can see a linear pair. So this is 180 minus 70, that is 110. Here you will get 110. And in a parallelogram, if this is 110, this is also 110, that is x. Because opposite angles of parallelogram. X is equal to 110. Reason is opposite angles of parallelogram. And this 110 we got from here linear pair. Linear pair. So 180 minus 70 you will get this angle. These two angles are opposite angles of parallelogram. Here y is 40. This is 110. You have to find the z. You can see this is a diagonal. Here we have an upper triangle. Here a lower triangle. In that lower triangle, angle sum property, use it. That is, already we have two angles. This angle is 40. This angle is 110. So it is easy for us to find z. That is, angle z plus 40 plus 110 is 180. Angle sum of triangle. So angle z plus 40 plus 110 is 150 equal to 180. Angle z equal to 180. This 150 taken to RHS minus 150. Angle z equal to 30 degree. So we got all the three angles. X is 110 degree. Y is 40 degree. Z is 30 degree. Next, the following figure guns and runs. Runs we will do later. Are parallelograms, that is guns, GUNS is a parallelogram. Find X and Y. Lengths are in centimeters. So this is a parallelogram and we know opposite sides length are equal. This length and this length will be equal. This length and this length is equal. So let us write it like that. 3y minus 1 and 26 is equal. 3x is equal to 18. So from here, 3x is equal to 18, x is equal to 18. Here it is 3 into x. Taking to RHS, it goes to denominator 18 division 3 and it is 6. So we got x is 6. Now what about y? Consider this 3y minus 1 equal to 26. From that keep 3y on LHS. Take this minus 1 to RHS, it becomes plus 1. 3y equal to 27. Then y equal to 27. 3 goes to denominator. Taken to RHS. 27 by 3. That is 9. So y is 9. Next figure, RUNS is a parallelogram. That is runs is a parallelogram. From that you have to find x and y. Considering this diagonals, we know in a parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other. Bisection means this length and this length will be equal. Also, this two lengths are equal. So, let us write it like that. Y plus 7 equal to 20 and x plus y equal to 16. Now, this is a two variable equation and this is one variable. So, this is easy for us to find. Y equal to 20 is there in RHS, taking plus 7 to the minus 7. Y equal to 20 minus 7 is 13. So we got y is 13. Now we can substitute the value of y in the second. So x plus y becomes 13 equal to 16. Now x is equal to 16 plus 13 taken to RHS minus 13. X is equal to 3. So we got y is 13, x is 3. Next question. In the figure, both RISK, can you see the parallelogram? RISK. This is a parallelogram. Also, CLUE. CLUE. This is another parallelogram. We have to find x. So, considering this parallelogram, we know this is 120. Then this opposite angle will be also 120. That is in RISK, K is 120 degree. Therefore, I equal to 120. Opposite angle of parallelogram. That is the reason. Now, if this is 120, considering this KR and this parallel line, that is like this. This is K and this is R. This is parallel lines because it is a parallelogram. Here these two angles are consecutive interior angle and their sum is 180. So this we know 120. So this will be 180 minus 120. Angle R equal to 180 minus 120. The reason is consecutive interior angles. Now 180 minus 120 is 60 degree. This we got 60. Now we are talking about RISK. This angle, that is angle, we can name this angle as ISK. Do you know how to name an angle? If this is ISK, if you name this as ISK, we are mentioning about this angle, the middle angle. Angle ISK means the middle angle, SK. Now if we are talking about IKS, then that angle can be represented like this. Middle angle will be here on the angle part. This angle, for that we are taking it as KSI or ISK. We will take ISK equal to, here we got 60. That is angle R is 60. So this angle is ISK. This is also 60. Opposite angles of this parallelogram RISK. RISK is a parallelogram. This angle and this angle are opposite angles. If this is 60, this is also 60. Now take this angle as ISK because the arms are I and K, not U and I. If you are taking this angle, you can say arms are U and I of this S. But we are taking arms as I and K, that means I and K. So this S is 60. Now keep it there. Now we will consider the other parallelogram, that is clue. And in that clue we have angle L equal to 70. If angle L is 70, we can say, considering this clue, if this is 70, this is also 70 because of opposite angles. How will you name this with its arms? Here angle E means this whole angle. This angle is also angle E, this angle is also angle E. We can see angles on both sides. So better use the arms also. So this you can name it as UEC. Angle UEC equal to 70. Reason is opposite angles of parallelogram. So we got here, this is 60 and this is 70. Now you have to find the X. You can see a small triangle here. In that triangle, we have three angles. One is X, one is 60, one is 70. Angle sum property, 70 plus 60 plus X is equal to 180. That is angle sum of triangle. Now 70 plus 60 is 130 plus X is equal to 180. X is 180 minus 130, that is X is equal to 50 degree. Here you have to find X, that is 50 degree. Angle sum property of the small triangle. Next question. Explain how this figure is a trapezium. Which of its two sides are parallel? We have to check about this given angles. 180. Now you can see a transversal, and if two lines are there, a transversal is passing through it. These are the consecutive interior angles, and if these lines are parallel, these sum of consecutive angles will be 180. So here, if the sum of these angles are 180, then you can say the given lines are parallel. That is, this line is parallel to this line only when the sum of these angles are 180, because they are in the place of consecutive interior angles. Let us check whether they are 180. Angle M plus angle L equal to 100 plus 80, that is 180. Yes, here they are consecutive interior angles and their sum is 180, means which lines are parallel? This lines, that is this lines are parallel, then only we will get consecutive interior angles sum is 180. So we can say NM is parallel to KL. NM is parallel to KL. If a pair of lines are parallel, then you can name that quadrilateral as trapezium. In a trapezium, at least one pair is parallel. Find angle C if AB is parallel to DC. These two lines are parallel. It is given in the question. So find angle C. We have these lines are parallel lines and a transversal is falling like this. This is 120 and this will be consecutive interior angles and their sum is 180. So we can say 180 minus 120, that is 60 degree. Here it will be consecutive interior angles. Their sum is 180. If one angle is given, 180 minus that angle, you will get this angle. So angle C is 60 degree. Next, the figure is this. Find the measure of angle P and angle S. If SP is parallel to RQ, these two lines are parallel. Now, it is like this. Parallel lines are like this. So, we have to find S and P. If this is 90, if a transversal is falling like this, this will be 90 because check, these two angles are consecutive interior angles. If you have extended the parallel lines, this angles will be alternate interior angle and this will be consecutive interior angles. And we know consecutive interior angle sum is 180. Here it is shown from the figure itself, it is 90 degree. That is why they mark the angle like this, square. So, if this is 90, then this will be angle S will be 180 minus 90 considering SR transversal. This transversal, consider this. So, if this is 90, this is S 180 minus 90, result is 90. This is also 90. Reason is consecutive interior angles. Now next, consider this transversal, that is QP transversal. Now you have two lines, parallel lines, and one transversal is falling like this. This is 130. Again, this will be interior angle and that is consecutive interior angle. Interior angles are the same part of a transversal. Consecutive interior angle means interior angles are the same part. Here, two parallel lines. These angles are interior and they are at the same part. So, it is consecutive. Now, these are interior angles. They are in the opposite part of the transversal. So, it is alternate interior angles. These are consecutive interior angles. So, this is a transversal. These are interior angles at the same side. So, if this is 130, this can be 180 minus 130. 180 minus 130 is 50. So, angle P equal to 50 degree. Reason is consecutive interior angles. We consider the transversal QP for this. For this, we consider the transversal SR. So, if this is 90, this will be 90 because their sum is 180. Now, next, consider this PQ. If this is 130, this will be 50 because it is 180 minus 130. That's all.